Directives come in three types. Each of these three types of directives has a different purpose. This is something that is almost never talked about, but it's an important concept since it will play a more central role in future versions of Angular. We've already built the first type of directive, and that is the component. A component is the canonical custom directive. It represents some data and its associated HTML display and any necessary functionality, and is almost always implemented as a custom element. You might also call this type of directive a widget. Our user info card is a component directive. We can put it where we want and it will add the new functionality in that place on the page. Components are often business case specific, like our user info card, but they can be generic as well, such as a button. The next type of directive is a decorator. This type is actually the most commonly used type of directive. A decorator adds additional functionality to an existing tag or modifies that tag's display. The classic example of this is the ng-click directive, which adds click functionality to an existing tag. Also, the ng-show and ng-hide directives are examples of this. Again, these directives are almost always implemented as an attribute and almost never have a template. The final type of directive is a structural or templating directive. A great example of this is the ng-repeat directive. This type of directive manipulates the DOM structurally to produce a display. We will be working with and building all three kinds of directives through this course, and future modules will go in more depth into all three types of directives. Understanding the type of directive you're building and how it should be implemented is important so that you can understand when you might be mixing directive purposes and use that as a way to determine if you're building too much into your directive.